no surprise that Antonio has played an effective, loose-aggressive style, and four-handed has maintained his chip lead. Of course, being the chip leader at a major final table is old news for Antonio these days. But on the other side of the coin is Tommy Winters, who is the short stack and by far least experienced player at the table. How likely is it Tommy gets the best of Antonio? Let's break it down. As poker players, we're all thinking on different levels, and you want your level of thinking to be ahead of your opponent's. Nobody would question the idea that when it comes to poker, Antonio is thinking on a higher level than Tommy.
I'm gonna have to teach you the hard way.
I'm a slow learner.
But at times, we professionals have difficulty leveling ourselves down and getting in the head of more recreational players. There's a conundrum known as the curse of knowledge. The idea is it's very difficult to imagine what it's like to not know the things you know. As a result, we often assume that people are thinking about the same things we are in the same manner we are. How exactly can we intentionally and temporarily forget the things we know? With just 20 blinds to start the hand,
Don't do it, Tommy.
Tommy Winters makes a raise from the small blind with ace-7 suited, and Antonio calls 8-7 offsuit in the big blind.
I warned you, Tommy, you don't listen.
The flop comes 8-2-5, and Antonio becomes a big favorite. Tommy decides to check call his ace-high against Antonio, a pretty standard route for casual players with ace-high in these spots. The turn brings the ace of clubs, making the board full rainbow. With that card, Tommy leads out for 600,000, which is half his remaining stack. And now the curse of knowledge sets in on Antonio. What's running through his mind is, surely this guy knows not to just bomb it with an ace. He can't be playing that straightforward, can he? And that's a reasonable thought, because Antonio knows better than to bomb it with an ace. And so does almost everyone else he plays against.
Why you bet so much, huh, Tommy?
But Tommy Winters isn't one of those players. He's a man who plays poker for fun, and a man who bets when he has it. When Antonio shoves, it leads to a snap call from Tommy.
I call.
Got an ace?
And it's the first major hand Antonio loses at the final table in a manner he just can't believe. He knows Tommy tried to tell him he had the ace, but he just didn't listen. It's because Antonio failed to bring himself to Tommy's level of thinking and suffered the consequences for it.
Why do they hurt me, Tommy? Why do you hurt me?
He decided a bet meant his opponent couldn't have an ace. Because what professional bets with an ace?